Feeling like the victory we already won.
What's up? And welcome to another Hood Health segment. I am Dr. J. Williams, and this segment has been sponsored by J. Williams Consulting, LLC. Some of you have really been doing the doggone thing this year. That's right. You have really been applying the pressure. And while pressure may seem like a good thing in today's society, there is one area in your life or one aspect of your physical health where the application of pressure may not be what you want. I'm talking or speaking specifically on blood pressure and what causes high blood pressure, also known as hypertension. So in this segment, we will focus on what is blood pressure, what classifies you to have high blood pressure or hypertension, some ways you can lessen the effects or decrease your chances of the risk of high blood pressure, and some ways to get a proper reading so that you can monitor your blood pressure. Because no one is going to take better care of you than you, and I mean nobody. So what is blood pressure? Blood pressure is the pressure of blood that pushes against the walls of your arteries. Arteries are used to transport or carry blood from your heart to other parts of the body. Blood pressure is measured using two numbers. The first, or the top number, is called systolic blood pressure, and it measures the pressure in your arteries when your heart beats. The second, or bottom number, is called diastolic blood pressure, and it is measured by the pressure in your arteries when your heart rests between beats. So what is normal blood pressure? Normal blood pressure is a systolic number of 120 and a diastolic number of 80, commonly called 120 over 80. Normal blood pressure can be 120 over 80 or below. Any number that is higher than 120 over 80 places you at risk for pre-hypertension or qualifies you to have high blood pressure or hypertension. You may ask, well, how can one know if they have high blood pressure? So usually high blood pressure does not come with any signs and symptoms. In fact, it has been deemed as the silent killer because most people who have high blood pressure don't even know it. While some may experience headaches, nausea, and shortness of breath, these symptoms are not specific to high blood pressure. The only true way you can know if you have high blood pressure is to get it checked. 3 places or 3 ways you can get checked include visiting your medical doctor office and getting checked there, utilizing the digital blood pressure monitor at your local pharmacy, or self-monitoring by using your blood pressure machine you have at home. It is advised that if you do not have one, you invest that little bit of money and take care of yourself. Because if you think about it, you only go to the doctor when you have a problem or once or twice a year, depending on how often you get checked up. So it's only a fraction or a small amount of the cost to ensure that your home in your hood is monitoring their blood pressure correctly. So one thing of caution is to just be aware that the cuff may not fit around your arm. So when you're choosing a blood pressure machine, then you need to choose one where it can fit on properly on your arm. Because some of you, I know you got those guns and you just want to make sure that it is fitting properly so that you can get an accurate reading. High blood pressure is very common. In fact, tens of millions of adults in the United States have high blood pressure and cannot control it. Well, you may be asking, what can you do to prevent getting yourself from getting high blood pressure, or manage it if you do find that you have it. And I think the king of pop, Michael Jackson, said it best when he said, if you want to make the world, and in this case the hood, a better place, you have to look at yourself and make that change. And so the best way to ensure that you can control your high blood pressure or not get it is to make lifestyle changes. One way is going to be to get at least 30 minutes of exercise 5 days a week. That's getting brisk exercise to get your heart rate up and pumping so that you can just maintain a healthy life. The next way is going to be to not smoke. And so if you're not smoking, don't start. But if you are, you need to make every effort you can in order to stop. Also, when you think about not smoking, what you want to do is limit or not have any exposure to second or third hand smoke. Next, you want to eat a balanced diet with fruits, vegetables, lean protein, decrease sodium, and limit or decrease your alcohol consumption. Next, you want to maintain or get to a healthy weight. And you say, well, what is a healthy weight for me? Well, that's something you're going to have to consult with your medical doctor about. But one way is calculating your body mass index, also known as your BMI, and consulting with the doctor to determine what a healthy weight looks like for you. Lastly, you want to manage your stress. So that's when you have to cut some folks off or some things off which may be causing you some unnecessary stress. I mean, woosah. I often tell people I don't want to be involved because it's bad for my spirit. So release those things which are bad for your spirit and control your stress. Now that you know a little bit about blood pressure and high blood pressure or hypertension, let's give you some tips on how you can get a more accurate blood pressure reading. Tip number 1, don't eat or drink anything 30 minutes prior to getting your blood pressure reading. Tip number 2, take a potty break. That means emptying your bladder prior to your test. Tip number 3, sit comfortably in a chair with a back support at least 5 minutes before your reading. Tip number 4, sit with your feet flat on the floor during your blood pressure reading. Tip number 5, rest your arm with the blood pressure cuff on it on the table or chair beside it and try to keep it at chest height. Tip number 6, you want to ensure that the cuff is not too tight and that it is against your bare skin. There should not be any clothing in between your blood pressure cuff and your skin. Tip number 7, zip it. Do not talk while your blood pressure is being read. And so for some of you, you may have the gift of gab like I do, but just relax. It'll be okay. You can talk about it once you get through. Before you get out of here, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and share this video with all your homies in your home and in your hood. Remember, we're changing the health of the hood one video at a time. My time is up. It's been real. Peace.
Feeling like the victory we already won. I got a safe for a safe. We don't argue about guns. Cake for your birthday. We don't argue about fun. Let's sit back, relax. We done already won. Feeling like the victory we already won. I got a safe for a safe. We don't argue about guns. Cake for your birthday. We don't argue about fun. Let's sit back, relax. We done already won.